That campaign carried on for several years, reminding us of what this community offers to its citizens. It is a town that has been through many changes in its more than 300-year history, demographically, industrially, and socially. It is a place of quiet and respite, where parents can raise their children with strong values and provide many opportunities for their growth and development into responsible and positive adults. It is a community where priorities are very clear, especially in terms of family, friendship, and faith. It is a community in which people choose to live because of who and what we are. And in just about every way, it is still nicer in Newtown. However, on December 14th, 2012, the bumper stickers changed to, "We are Newtown. We choose love," as a result of the horrific action of one person that destroyed the lives of too many innocent people forever. There was no single victim as a result of that day. We all became victims. We looked on in disbelief as more and more grim details emerged about what exactly had happened that Friday morning. The day started like so many others. Parents went off to work with a hug from their children, knowing that the weekend was almost here. Other parents kissed their children goodbye as they put them on the bus or dropped them off at school. Still others went about their chores, knowing that the holidays were rapidly approaching. As we all became aware that a horrible tragedy had come our way, rumors ran rampant, and people began panicking. Events like this were not supposed to happen in Newtown. These things happened in urban communities, not in a town like ours. I remember vividly the phone message telling me to come to Sandy Hook Elementary. Once I reached the firehouse, located a few hundred feet from the school, and saw the emergency vehicles and corps of first responders, I approached the front entrance of the building, usually teeming with happy students, and came to a sudden stop as I heard the sound of broken glass under my feet, a sound I still hear on sleepless nights. I stood frozen and quickly realized that I needed to be at the firehouse where the children and families were gathered. There, I found the real heroes of the day, the teachers and staff trying to calm the youngsters and create some order in the midst of chaos. Children ran to me, calling out my name. They were confused and afraid. They were not sure whether they should leave with their parents or stay with their classmates and friends. And then the moment of reckoning took place, as the parents of those students who did not respond to the roll call stood in absolute terror and were invited to enter the firehouse. The reality began to set in. There continued to be hope. Rumors had it that some of the children had been taken to the hospital, and some had run to the police station. Parents were on the phone asking relatives and friends to check any place they could think of to see if their child was there and safe. Frustrations and fears mounted as the passing minutes seemed like hours. One mother would begin to cry, and another would console her. It was a scene no one could imagine, and certainly no one wanted to be a part of. Then the announcement came, and one by one, parents, relatives, and friends were left holding tightly to one another. Lives irrevocably changed. Evil had visited our town. If for only a moment, we saw evil face to face as the lifeless bodies of 20 children and 6 committed educators were removed from a building that had been violated by one senseless action. The community was called together to be present for one another. As I left the firehouse to return to the church and plan a vigil service, I was mobbed by the media. Question after question was thrown at me. Of course, the ultimate question was, why? Why did this happen? Why did this happen here? Why were the lives of 28 people destroyed? As often as the question was asked, there were no answers. I was also asked if the families were questioning why God would allow this to happen, a question not one person in that firehouse had asked that day. They knew this was not the hand of God. They knew this was evil. Because we were in the midst of the Christian Advent season, the themes of this holy season became even more important to us. Light overcomes darkness, and good conquers evil. No matter what the circumstances, no matter how ugly and difficult, this truth was apparent. It only took seconds for the goodness of the community to emerge more fully than ever before, a goodness in each of us, now brimming over for everyone to share. People rushed to be with each other, Holding something as simple